All right. Good afternoon, everybody from MIA in the 305. Yes, indeed. That's Miami. I hope everybody's doing well. You're hanging in there and making the best of the situation, right? That's what we got to do. It's a test, but we got to pass this one in flying colors. So, lots of cool things happening. As you can imagine, we just finished Passover holiday, Pesach, and we have one day kind of off in between, and then tonight is Shabbat. And this week we read Parshat Shmini. Okay, that's the name of the Torah portion in the book of Leviticus and Vayikra. And lots of goodies, jam-packed with goodies. Yeah, oh man, 17 special mitzvot, special commandments in this week's Torah portion. And I wanted just to share just two thoughts with you that are, I think, very relevant to the times that we are living in with the quarantine and the social distancing and this COVID-19. And, everybody is kind of in frustration mode, panic mode, what's going to be the sort of level of uncertainty. And there's a really cool lesson from the Torah portion of the week that I think is a lesson that really is extremely relevant. And in this parsha, the Torah speaks about the signs of kosher creatures that are edible, okay? So it talks about certain animals having split hooves and they chew their cuds. These are basically domesticated critters, but it talks about certain birds that we're not allowed to eat. Now, obviously, this is talking about people who keep kosher. And it mentions a whole bunch of different birds. It mentions like bats and owls and storks and all sorts of funky critters. Beautiful birds, but they're not kosher. And why are they not kosher? Because most of them are birds of prey. And it's interesting that the kosher birds that we can't eat are basically, again, domesticated type of species. For example, chicken. A chicken is not a bird of prey. It doesn't go out hunting other birds, other critters. It's basically vegetarian, although they will eat small little bugs and stuff that it can find. So, but essentially these are domesticated creatures, okay? So, and it lists the different names of these birds that we can't eat because they're birds of prey. But two of them have these really interesting Hebrew names. One is the Haracham, and the other one is the Chasidah. The Racham and the Chasidah. Now, both of these translate into, the Racham is usually translated as a certain species of owl, and the Chasidah is translated as the stork. But the Hebrew name it says that one's Hebrew name reflects the essence of the person's character. Okay? Deals with the essence of the individual. And this is the reason why Adam was able to name all the creatures. He was able to see their essence. Okay? Going back to the story of Adam and Eve. And Adam was able to name all of the creatures. He could see their essence. So the word chasidak, it means kindness. Racham means compassion. So why are these two birds not considered kosher? If they reflect this notion of being compassionate and of showing kindness, displaying kindness, right? Isn't that in their very name, these two birds, a certain kind of owl, and the chasidah, which comes from the word chesed, which means kindness. Why it should be kosher? These are two beautiful characteristics. So here is very fascinating. So Rashi mentions the Chasidah is called it because it does kindness with its particular group, its species. And the Even Ezra points out, these are two commentaries on this particular word, and the Even Ezra points out that, he writes over here, that that why is it called the Chasidah? Because it's able to do its kindness at great distances. It might catch something and then bring it over a great distance and share it with its babies and with its flock. Okay, So it's so fascinating here. So here the commentaries say an interesting thing. Yes, it's true that they show chesed. The Balaturim, another one of the commentaries, is why is it called haracham? This some people known as the again, this is a certain species of owl. It's called the compassionate one because the Balaturim says it's marachim albanav. It has compassion towards its children, its offspring. Well, we know most birds do indeed have that. Perhaps these owls display this characteristic even more. But why again, the question is even stronger. If they show kindness, and if they even display kindness and compassion at a great distance, for sure they should be kosher. But the Torah teaches a very interesting lesson. It's because of that they only show kindness to their own species, to their own flock. In other words, the stork, if he passes by and flies over, let's say, the herons that are desperately waiting for food, or cormorants, or any of these other species, so it's not going to drop off food over there. It's only showing kindness with its own kind. And that's why it's not considered to be a kosher bird. Isn't that fascinating? So we can take a lesson from that. And the lesson is so amazing because now at this time we see people all over the world how we're displaying kindness, and if you will, not to our own species, not just our own group that we're waving our own flag. Oh, we come from this group, we come from that group, we belong to this sect, we belong to that sect. This is our flag, this is our motto, this is how we dress, this is how we look, this is the tattoos that we have, this is the clothing that we wear. And now people are realizing we're all in this world together. We got to help each other out. Got to help each other out. And so it's an amazing lesson from this parsha. From this parsha of Shmini. All right? So let's take this lesson to heart. And it's time we got out of our own little selves and our little clans and realize that we got to help each other out. So I want to say hats off to all the people who have gone out of our comfort zone to help other people out, regardless of race, religion, color, creed, customs. We're all one family of man under one God. That's it, baby. One God made us all. People all over the world, join hands, start a love train, love train. People all over the world, join hands, start that love train, love train. People all over the world, join hands, start that love train, love train. Ride, 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 let it ride. All over the world, join hands, start that love train, love train. Obviously, we can't join hands literally now because of social distancing, but we can join hands figuratively and reach out and help somebody else during these times, okay? And I want you to know it's time we TCB, y'all. TCB. This is Elvis's logo. It was on his planes, all over the place. And this is a beautiful, awesome logo. I only wish I thought of it myself first. TCB, taking care of business in a flash. All right? So y'all go on out, take care of business in a flash. I wish you all Shabbat Shalom. Have a great weekend. And remember, it's time to get out of our comfort zone, help each other out, take care of business.